Luna. This is Elio Moon Arts, and this morning I thought we might make this little ephemera pouch. So what you're going to need to make this is, no, actually I'll stop that for a minute. What we're going to do is I'm going to open this up and give you a look. So we have a bit of string. I just added a bead to the bottom of it. This was just one cut out of a circle from a 1-inch punch, and I've got a little brad that I've put in it, which I've attached to the back. So this ephemera packet opens like so. Now I've added washi tape to the top of these. You, by all means, you do not have to do this. This will hold quite a bit of ephemera, and I'm making it because another group that I'm involved in, we're going to be making these to gift to each other, and we'll all have them in different styles, and people will decorate them whatever way they like to, and then gift them to somebody else. So I think these are a great idea for anybody who does paper crafting and has die cuts and all of those types of things, because they can fit handily into these. They take up no room, and if you're going to an event of some sort, or you're going away somewhere and you want to take some ephemera with you, these are perfect for it. So I'm just going to put that aside, give you a list of things that we're going to need. We're going to need a 6 3/4 by 12-inch piece of cardstock. This one here, I have actually creased the lines in it. The other one that I just showed you doesn't have creased lines. It's just like a rounded edge. And I've just sort of pulled that over. So this is 6 3/4 by 12. That's what we're going to make this one out of. We're going to need some 1-inch circles. I've cut out this darker navy blue because I really like the colour. Now I've actually got 4 of these and glued them all together previously, so that we didn't waste a lot of time. You'll need a brad of choice. Where's my little brad? So this one, I've just got this little yellow one that's got little brown circles in it. I've got a piece of ribbon. This is just a very soft pink ribbon. A corner rounder, piercing tool of some sort. This one's called a Prik tool. This is from Couture Creations. This corner rounder is a small one from Couture Creations. Sorry guys. Tripped over my tongue that time. This is the small one actually. I'm not using the large one at this stage. This is actually the small one, because I didn't want too big a curve on it. So now let's get to it. So this project is really simple. I was surprised how simple this was. So you will need 8 to 10 envelopes to go into this. I've chosen 8, and what I've done is I've got some washi tape and I've just put it half on and half off and flipped it over. I just wanted something to make it a little more sturdier. I did think about doing this part here as well, but time constraints, I didn't get it done. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with, I've also cut off the flap of the envelope. So you'll have some that are higher and some that so you'll have one that's higher on one side. So what I'm going to do, so this side will be my first envelope, and it will be glued into here. But before we do that, I would just like to, just give me 2 seconds, I forgot my glue for this. I want to use some tape for this one. Okay. Let me just find it. Actually, no, I'm going to go the other way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use die cut and bond tape. So this is Couture Creations die cut and bond tape. So, because some of them I would like slightly bigger. So you can do this project with used envelopes. So if you've got junk mail envelopes and stuff like that you would like to use, by all means feel free. So on the first and the last one of these, I want a slightly bigger piece. So I'm going to cut off a piece. It's a little bit wider. I'm going to pop it onto the back of our envelope, just a little bit away from the top. And I'm just going to make sure that I've got that down really firmly. Just need something to swish that down with. That will do. And I want to put another piece at the bottom on this one because this will be one that will be being stuck to the base, our cover for our thing. So I'm just going to grab another piece, not quite as wide. Ooh. So I'm just going to put this piece on here. You've got to be careful with this stuff. It's really, really, really sticky. Okay, so that's our first one. So this back piece will sit here on our cover. Now what I'm going to do next is with this one, I'm going to put the tape across the front. So these two will sit like that. So when that opens, these two will open up like so. Okay, so we're just going to, so each time you come to, so this one will have, so each one that we come to will have the same sides with the glue on them. So when you've got a back piece, you're going to put it on the back. So this next one will come up and that'll have a back piece. So those two will be glued together, but only in the middle at the top. I'll show you as we go. So this is our first piece that's going to go there. Our next one needs a bit across here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off another piece, not too much. And this time I'm going to actually, cut it in half. Because we don't need a full piece on this. So I just want to keep it a little bit underneath the front. And this one I'm going to put on the back. Well, maybe not. That one, it's stuck to my fingers too much. Get another piece. I might see if I've got some double-sided tape. That might be easier than working with this. This is essentially a double-sided tape, but it's really, really sticky. This is just a double-sided tape that I've got. Hopefully it'll be strong enough to hold this all together. It should be. So now I'm just going to grab some double-sided tape and put a little bit there. Okay, so when we do this, I'm just going to get my Prik tool. I'm just going to pull this up. I'm just going to join all the envelopes together before I put them into the little fold out piece. So this is our 6 3/4 by 12 inch piece. So now I'm going to line this up on each side. Make sure it's sitting flat and even. Just going to drop that down. Making sure that they're nice and even. Okay, and then I'm just going to run my scraper across. So I'm going to pull this piece up now, but I'm thinking I'm going to put an extra piece on there. This one does want to come up. Might have to get one of my other Prik tools, I think. Maybe this one. Okay. So I just want just that paper to come up, not the glue. Okay, so this time we've got the higher piece. So we're going to grab one and we're going to turn it this way. We're going to line it all up. And then pop that one down, push it on, and so you're essentially going to get this effect. So we're going to do our next piece, and I'm trying to get it as close to the top without going over the top, and I want to try and make them all about the same with the cross. Now we're going to pull this piece up. I presume these were made, from what I've heard, these were made quite a while ago. People used to make them quite frequently, but I haven't seen them and I haven't done this one before. So now we've got two that are going to have the lower piece in the centre. So once again, we're just going to line up our card, our envelope, and put them together. Push it down, make sure you get a good grip. Just check your piece, make sure it's all going in properly. Beautiful. So our next one is a high back piece. So I'm going to need one of these in the centre, just above. Oops, too far. Okay, maybe we're going to have to leave that one like that. A suggestion I would make if you were going to do this yourself, I would cut off your lengths of double-sided tape so that they are all ready to go. So you don't have the problem that I just had. Just pop them all onto your envelopes before you go. Okay, so that's that one on. So now we've got the lower side going back on this time, so it's got to go onto here. Pull this piece up. So this is just some 1/4 inch double-sided tape from Couture Creations. Okay, let's put this one on. Make sure we haven't got any coming out of. We don't want that. That one is a little bit over, so let me just trim that bit off. That's better. Need to clean my scissors, I think. They're a bit scummed up and sticky at the moment. So now we've got the higher side again. We're going to go across the back here. So the paper that I'm using today is the Lucky Country from Couture Creations. It's really pretty, especially if you like Australiana type themes. It's quite versatile. Like, I mean, you can see on the inside of this, you've got lots of little cards that you can use as well if you choose. So I think there's 3 pages of each in the bigger book of it. They also have it in a smaller version as well. Have I got that on my desk at the moment? No, I don't. Must have moved it. They've got a smaller booklet of it as well if you like card making and things like that. We're going to the higher side this time, so we're going to have 2 higher sides touching. So I didn't plan this out very well, because now we're going to have the 2 higher sides together. We've got a lower side to go that's going to go in towards the for our last piece that's going to go on the back, which I presume you can do, just that I'm not a big fan of that idea. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to get one more envelope. Now, where did I put those? Put them there. Okay, here's one I had earlier that I've done down the side, so that's not going to matter. So we're going to do the 2 insides together. Put them down like so. Okay. I'll tell you in a minute how many envelopes I've used. I want that there. Beautiful. Now I will go back to using a piece of this, only because I want it to be wider and I don't have any. So this is the die cut and bond. So I'm going to put one piece on here. Oh, that'll have to do. It's not very straight, but it's so sticky. Once it grabs, that's it. You don't have a lot of wiggle room with this stuff, which is probably why I don't use it very often, because I do like to have that little bit of wiggle room. So let's put that there. Another piece on the bottom. And this will just hold how things in place really well, which is what I want to happen. So let's take these two off first. Make sure I put that on right. Just double checking this first. I do have a little bit of glue stuck to one of them here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so that's the right way. So I'm just going to measure this, and I've just got a little bit of room on either side and a little room at the top. Not a great heap. And that's going to fold up like that. Yep. So now we'll take off this back piece. And I'm just going to push that piece down. I'm just going to grab my there we go, and essentially that's our piece done. Okay, so now I'm going to sort of look for the center of our piece. I'm just going to stick this back on there, that one back on there, so it doesn't collect fluff or dust and stuff. Or maybe not. Okay, let's move this out the way. So our next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our prick tool. I sort of just want to measure up the center, roughly where the center of our piece is. So I'm just going to do it down the bottom here. Maybe about 4 1/4. I'm just going to mark a little spot. Sorry, 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4 roughly. So I'm just going to put a little dot there. Or maybe I need that a little higher. I might make that just a little bit higher. So I'm going to put that in about there. So I've just popped that in there. So this was 4 1-inch circles that I've put together. I wanted this to be really sturdy because my first one wasn't really sturdy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke a little brad through the hole. If it would go in there for me, that would be great. Sometimes these brads can be a little tricky. Okay, let's see if I can get it in there now. So, and all I've done is push the prick tool through the 4 bits together and let it do its job. Helps if I put it through the other piece as well first. Okay, so we've got that on. I'm just going to poke these 2 little prongs through the front of our closure, open it up and push them down. Now if you don't like this, you could put a bit of paper over that. I'm not too worried about that side of it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of our ribbon that I have. I'm just going to pop that there. Decide on how big a piece I would like. This one I might tie this one on. So I'm just going to slip it underneath there, left over right, then right over left. And that should give us a pretty secure knot underneath there. And I'm just going to trim off that little bit there. Now, I just want to find a bead of some sort to pop on there. use one of these red ones this time. So just going to make sure I've got enough to I just want to take that down just a little bit further, snip it off, put that aside. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my ribbon and thread it through the hole here. I'm just going to do a knot on the bottom of it, and hopefully it's thick enough to hold it in place. Yep, beautiful. So I've just tied a knot in that so that it holds that bit of ribbon in place, and now all we have to do is grab our ribbon and wrap it around. Oh, get under there, and now it's held in place. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This was a really quick project, but I just thought it was really valuable. Just some of the things that I would put in one of these is I get these ephemera sets. So these I like to put into these pouches. So if I'm going to go away and do a workshop anywhere, I have some things there that I can use or that I might share with somebody else. So these would actually go into something like this. And it packs up, so it's so compact, takes up next to no room, but it holds a considerable amount of ephemera. I'm not going to put these ones in there because for instance, if you didn't like this piece showing, which really drives me a little bit crazy sometimes too, you could always find one of your die cuts. I might put a little bit of ink around the edge of that one. This is just distress ink. I just don't want that white edge showing. I'm just using the pad itself because I don't. Now that I've done this one, I do like the idea of the that being covered up. So I'm just going to pop a little echidna on here, and I'm just going to use some all-purpose art glue from Couture Creations to pop on there because it's a strong glue. It holds really well, and it's great for these types of projects. Just a good all-rounder glue it is. So I'm just going to pop that on there. And then we've got a little echidna just covering up that space. It's a little bit cute. Okay, so let's close this back over. Let's go the other way. Let's go that way. So that's our piece done. I probably haven't done this. Might have to change my ribbon around a bit later on. Anyway, essentially this is what we have. I hope you enjoyed this project. It's quite a simple one. Like I said, all I did was chopped off with the envelopes. I chopped off the flap on the envelopes, and I just used a bit of washi tape. You can do it without putting the washi tape on it. So if you don't have washi tape and you don't want to put washi tape on yours, you don't have to. I did it because I liked that it added a little bit more structure to what we were doing. One of these is not coming apart properly. That's two. I've got three joined together there. No, that's right. I'm just looking at it wrong. No, it's not. That's not right. Anyway, it looks like I've buggered that one up. I put one in and I haven't glued it together. Have a great day. And I'd just like to say thank you to those who have recently joined my channel. It's a pleasure to have you along. This was a bit crazy, doing this one today with the way that I was talking. Sorry about that. One of these days I'll learn how to do a voiceover, and that will make things a lot easier. I hope you've enjoyed this project. I hope if you do this project that you would send me some photos. Let me have a look and see what you've done with yours. I'm really interested to see how and what you do with your one and how you would use it. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye. Thank you.